Tears filled the eyes of students and staff as their beloved high school janitor, Mr. Harris, stood frozen in disbelief. When Travis Kelce stepped forward with a life-changing gift, no one could have imagined the ripple effect that followed. This emotional story of kindness, sacrifice, and an unforgettable surprise will leave you inspired and prove that even small actions can change lives forever. Watch till the end to witness the heartwarming twist that's taking the world signaling the start of another bustling day at Maplewood High. Students poured into the hallways, chattering excitedly about the upcoming sports championship. Amid the commotion, Mr. Harris, the school janitor, quietly mopped the floor, his warm smile a constant presence. Despite his worn-out uniform and slow gait, he moved with purpose, always ready to help where needed. "Mornin', Coach," a student called out, offering a wave. Mr. Harris chuckled. "Morning, kiddo. Good luck at practice today." Though no longer a football coach, students still called him Coach out of respect for his past role at the school. What most didn't know, however, was the weight Mr. Harris carried. Behind his kind demeanor was a man struggling to make ends meet. His old sedan had broken down months ago, leaving him to walk several miles to work every day, rain or shine. That morning, Travis Kelce arrived at the school for a motivational talk with the student-athletes. Dressed casually yet exuding charisma, he made his way through the gym, shaking hands and greeting staff. During his tour, he noticed Mr. Harris kneeling near a broken trophy case, fixing it with tape. A student approached nervously,
"It's all right,
apologizing
son.
for
Things
the damage. Break, but they can always be fixed," Mr. Harris said gently, his words laced with a deeper meaning. Travis lingered, observing the interaction. Something about Mr. Harris struck him, a quiet humility that stood out in the bustling energy of the school. For reasons he couldn't explain, Travis felt compelled to learn more about the man who seemed to hold the school together. After the event, Travis found himself unable to shake the image of Mr. Harris. He approached the school principal, Mr. Peterson, to learn more. "Mr. Harris," Peterson said, leaning back in his chair, "he's the backbone of this place. He's been here for over 20 years, always the first to arrive and the last to leave." As the principal shared Mr. Harris's story, Travis learned about the sacrifices the janitor had made. Once a promising athlete, Mr. Harris had given up a scholarship to care for his ailing wife and raise their children. Even after her passing, he continued working tirelessly to support his family and help students in need. "Did you know," Peterson added, "that he's paid for lunches, donated supplies, and even fixed bikes for kids who couldn't afford repairs? He does all this while walking to work every day." Travis's chest tightened. The thought of Mr. Harris braving harsh weather on foot, all while carrying the burdens of life, resonated deeply. Determined to help, Travis reached out to Mr. Harris's grown children, hoping to involve them in his plan. Sarah, his eldest daughter, spoke with emotion as she recounted her father's sacrifices. "He always put others first," Sarah said. "When I got into college, he used his savings to cover what scholarships couldn't. He never complained, even when it meant going without." Travis felt a pang of admiration and sadness. He decided to surprise Mr. Harris with a life-changing gift, a new SUV, but he wanted it to be meaningful. Enlisting the help of the school staff, he planned a special assembly under the guise of honoring outstanding employees. "Let's make this unforgettable," Travis told Peterson, who smiled in agreement. Meanwhile, Sarah revealed a touching detail. He always says his dream is to have a reliable car again, not for himself, but so he can drive his grandkids to their activities. He's selfless like that. The revelation solidified Travis's resolve. Over the next few days, he worked tirelessly with the staff to create a heartfelt tribute, knowing that Mr. Harris had no idea what was coming. The day of the assembly arrived, and the gymnasium buzzed with anticipation. Students filled the bleachers, whispering about the special event scheduled for the afternoon. Mr. Harris stood near the back, a mop in hand, completely unaware that the day was about him. "Mr. Harris, come join us," the principal called, gesturing for him to take a seat at the front. Reluctantly, he sat down, still unsure of what was happening. The principal began with a speech about the importance of unsung heroes, those who worked behind the scenes to make the school a better place. "Today," the principal said, his voice filled with emotion, "we honor one such hero, Mr. Harris." The students erupted into cheers, clapping and chanting, "Coach! Coach!" Mr. Harris's face turned red as he stood awkwardly, clearly not used to the spotlight. Then Travis Kelce took the stage, microphone in hand. "Mr. Harris, you're more than a janitor," Travis began. "You're a mentor, a role model, and a source of inspiration for everyone in this room." As he spoke, a video montage played on the large screen behind him, featuring students and staff sharing heartfelt messages about Mr. Harris's kindness and dedication. "I think it's time we give back," Travis said, his voice steady. "Mr. Harris, no more walking to work in the rain." The gym doors swung open, revealing a gleaming new SUV decorated with a large red bow. The crowd gasped, then burst into applause. Mr. Harris stood frozen, his hands covering his face as tears streamed down his cheeks. "Thank you, he stammered, overwhelmed. His children appeared from the crowd, hugging him tightly. "Dad, you deserve this," Sarah whispered, her voice breaking. The story didn't end there. A student in the crowd captured the emotional moment on video and uploaded it to social media with the caption, "Our janitor just got the surprise of a lifetime thanks to Travis Kelce." Within hours, the video went viral, with thousands of comments pouring in. "Unsung heroes like Mr. Harris deserve the world," one user wrote. Another commented, "This is why Travis Kelce is a legend on and off the field." Inspired by the gesture, the Maplewood community rallied together. Alumni began sharing their own stories of how Mr. Harris had impacted their lives, staying late to help a student fix their car, buying shoes for a struggling athlete, or simply offering words of encouragement during tough times. Organizing a fundraiser to establish a scholarship fund in Mr. Harris's name. The number Thanks Coach movement gained momentum, spreading beyond the community and inspiring others to recognize and honor the unsung heroes in their lives. For Mr. Harris, life changed in more ways than one. "I still can't believe it," he said during a local news interview. "I've always done what I could to help, but I never expected anything like this in return." True to his nature, Mr. Harris found a way to pay it forward. He began using the SUV to drive underprivileged students to after-school activities, ensuring they had the opportunities they deserved. Travis, moved by the community's response, reflected on the experience during an interview. "It's moments like these that remind us what really matters," he said. "Kindness doesn't just change one life, it ripples out and touches countless others." Months later, Travis returned to Maplewood High to visit Mr. Harris and see the scholarship fund in action. The gymnasium was packed once again, but this time it was filled with banners that read, "Thank you, Travis." Mr. Harris greeted Travis with a firm handshake and a warm smile. "You didn't just give me a car," he said. "You gave me the chance to keep helping others." The students presented Travis with a plaque honoring his generosity, but he waved it off humbly. "This isn't about me," he said. "It's about all of us recognizing the power of simple acts of kindness." As the event concluded, a young student approached Mr. Harris. "Coach," she said shyly, "you gave me lunch last week when I didn't have money." "Thank you." Mr. Harris smiled, his eyes shining. "That's what we're here for, kiddo, to lift each other up. What would the world look like if we all took a moment to help someone else? Maybe it's time we find out."